Well, hello YouTube, and a warm welcome to the Essentially Crypto channel. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm your host. And today we've got a lot to talk about. We've got all the stuff on the AMA that I did the other day. I've broken it down into little chunks, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you don't have to do that. And also, what is the point of interoperability? Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to find out a little bit later on. But before we do that, we've got some housekeeping to do, so therefore, let's find out what's going on in the world of crypto today. And we're going to start off with this, and that is Bull Time. It's the project that I'm involved in, so if you don't know, full transparency, I'm involved in this project. I am the guy who does the AMAs for them every Sunday, so this isn't a sponsored post as such, but I did say I'd give them a shout out, and obviously I'm involved in the project, so I'm excited about it. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about it. On Sunday, coming up now, because I've already done a little video explaining all of the details of it, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. But on Sunday, we have the Genesis Bulls mint day, basically. So the way the Genesis Bulls work is, you won't believe this, but there's only 100 of them. So only 100 of them. Now, when you get a Genesis Bull, there's 100 of those. Now, there are 3,333 of the normal bulls, but obviously Genesis will have slightly more privileges, shall we say, and slightly more utility to them. I've been consulting on the project as well, so I've tried to make as much utility as we possibly can for all of the NFTs, let alone just the Genesis Bulls themselves. But the utility on these ones is absolutely crazy. So I'm going to walk you through that just in case you would like one of these Genesis Bulls. Remember, there's only 100 of them. It's going to be done on a lottery type system. However, if you would like a definite whitelist spot, if you would like to mint one of these bulls, then all you have to do is jump into the Discord and say that you came from my channel, because obviously I'm involved in the project. We've got 2 of those spaces up for grabs. So if you're one of the first people that goes into the Discord and says yes, you'd like a whitelist spot, they will give you a whitelist spot, which basically means you get the guaranteed mint. However, if you don't want to do that and you just want to wait for the lottery side of things, then that's great as well. You can do that. If you jump into the Discord, there's a little form in there. All you have to do is fill that out, and then you get the chance of getting one of those spots, because remember, there is only 100 of them. But I digress. Anyway, let's get to what you actually get. So the first thing you get by holding one of these Genesis Bulls is on a cool background, completely different to all the rest for a start. So you're getting a Genesis background. You're then getting 50% secondary market revenue. So therefore, this is it's a 5% royalty that will then be split in half once this get paid out. So any bulls that get sold back and forth, you'll be getting 50% of that, basically. So therefore, it'll be 50% of the 5% revenue share, which is the secondary market royalties. So therefore, you've got the it's a bit like a staking reward, I guess you could say. It means that if you're holding your bull at the end of each month, then they'll let you know how much you're going to get, and then you will get paid that straight into your wallet, basically. So you know, it's a good way of earning staking rewards for staking your bull. You get a female and a kid. There's 3 other collections coming. You've got the normal bulls, you've got the female, and you've got the kid. Now, if you have a Genesis bull, obviously you don't need to get a bull, but you don't really need to get a female and kid either, because you actually get given one for free. So therefore, you get 2 NFTs just for buying that one as well. And remember, these are going to be sold on the market as well, or they're going to be sold as minting price. So therefore, you're actually getting 2 of those completely free when you get it. So that's your airdrops that you're getting. And also, you're getting access to the lotteries as well. There's several lotteries that are going on. There's 2 Rolex watches up for grabs, and there is also a $20,000 lottery as well. So you get entered into those, and that will be drawn after the 3,333 bulls is minted, basically. So as soon as they're done, then you'll be entered into that lottery as well, along with the other bulls. So even though there's still going to be 3,000 odd people, you also get that for your holding your Genesis as well. And obviously, you've got a good chance of winning, because there's only 3,000 odd people who are going to be entering. So that's pretty cool. Tier 1 token allocation. This is the biggie. You get a Tier 1 token allocation. So basically, what it means, because you're going to be holding both the bull, the female, and the kid collection automatically by getting the Genesis Bull, it basically means that you're going to get Tier 1 allocation for the token when it comes out. So we'll be airdropping the token itself, which is going to be used in the game, which is going to be used in a play-to-earn game in the end, which is kind of a bit like a Clash Royale what's it called, tower defense game is kind of the way it's going to be, and you're going to basically be able to win token and, you know, bet against other people to win token, that kind of thing. So the mechanics of the game are still in works at the moment, so it's not all completely been finalized, but we're going to try and keep the ecosystem as balanced as possible so that we don't have any massive pumps or massive dumps or anything like that. So you will automatically get a tier 1 allocation of those tokens, and you will also get tier 1 whitelist as well. So if you want to buy any more tokens, you know how you always fight to get these whitelists anyway for tokens you want to get in early before anyone else does. Well, you're going to get tier 1 allocation, which means you're going to get the best allocation for the tokens. So when they do come out, you're going to get the best price for the tokens. So if you want to use them in the game, you can, or if you just want to sell them on an exchange or something like that, you can do that as well. Whatever you want to do with those tokens, not only do you get allocation, but you also get a whitelist spot for the tier 1 price as well. So all of that sort of stuff is what you get, and yeah, that's your Genesis ball, and that is going to be coming out on Sunday. So therefore, as I said, if you would like one of those Genesis balls, make sure you jump into the Discord, which I will leave in the comments below, and you can go and grab yourself one of those. If you jump into the Discord and you mention that you came from my channel and you want one of the guaranteed whitelist spots for it, if you're one of the first 2 to do that, as I said, I've only got 2 to give away, so if you're one of the first 2, then you will get offered that straight away. Yeah, get yourself a whitelist spot for getting it. I believe the mint price is 019, so therefore it's not a bad price as well, considering you get your female and your kid as well, plus you get all the other cool stuff that's involved in it as well. Remember, there is only 100 of those available, so get in the Discord. And if you don't want one of those but you want to go in and join the Discord and start grinding away trying to get people in and stuff like that as well, you can also win tons and tons of prizes. They've got a new thing going on at the moment, which is get to level 10, 20, 30, 40. There's over $5,000 of prizes and 5 NFT giveaways as well, just for grinding to get people to the Discord. So you know, I like to give you this information so that if you don't want to spend money on crypto, you can still actually make money, and the way you can do that is by getting in that Discord and basically inviting people to the Discord, letting people know about it, you know, whether you just put it on your Twitter or whatever, or a link to it. Make sure you got your own link for your Discord, and if you invite enough people, then you stand a chance to win yourself some money. Simple as that. So therefore, get yourself in the Discord, get yourself in the community. It is a fully doxed community, or fully doxed founders and everything as well. In fact, Val, the founder, has gone so far as to even going out for drinks with people in Norway, where he's from, to essentially dox himself even further. So it's kind of crazy. I think it's a great project to get involved with, and I think you'll like being involved with the community as well. So yeah, get yourself over to the Discord, and I will see you in there. Anyway, I digress. Let's move on to the next thing, shall we? And that is this Cryptomat. It is the new exchange for Omi. So therefore, now be very, very careful, because as far as I know, so far there is no way to actually withdraw it from the exchange. Okay, so do bear that in mind. This is not a sanctioned exchange by Ecomi themselves. This is just an exchange that's popped up and just happens to be offering Omi at the moment. So feel free to go along and do the Cryptomat. They've got several services to be able to buy it automatically. One of them is Netella, which sounds to me something like you should be spreading on your toast. And the other one, ShrillPay or something like that, which I've heard of both of these, but I haven't had, what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't had much use to use them, so therefore I haven't used them myself. So be very wary of all this stuff. Make sure you do your own research, as with any kind of crypto stuff anyway. But I believe it's a legitimate exchange. It is now listing Omi, so at least we're on another exchange as well. And if you happen to know about Netella or the other one, ShrillPay, and you've used it before, then you know it's a legitimate service, and you'll be able to use it to buy your Omi straight away, basically. And Reese was saying that it's one of the easiest transactions he's ever done to buy Omi, so therefore he's tested it all out. But bear in mind that you cannot remove it from the exchange at this moment in time. So obviously that creates kind of a little bit of a honeypot type situation, in the sense you can buy it and leave it in there, but you know, assuming you've done your research on the exchange and we know it's on the up and up, then it should be good. But obviously don't take my word for that. Make sure you do your own research on that. But it's just to let you know there is another exchange. Okay, this is a cool thing here. I don't know if you can see him very clearly. It's quite hard to see, but that is basically a fish inside a mech suit. Because Brotma Blockchain has released his fish game. Now, it was on beta the other day, so therefore, if you're lucky enough to be able to play it, then you can get in there and play it. He did say he was resetting the scores, though, so just so you know, if you do fight your way to the top, then he is resetting the scores again, so you will be back down to the bottom and have to fight your way to the top again. But this is a a play-to-earn game. We talked about this in the interview with Reese, which if you haven't seen that, then make sure you go and watch that interview. It's a bit long. It's about 1 hour and 40, and he needed a pee by the end of it. So I tried to wrap it up as quickly as I could, but obviously we had so many questions from Twitter, so many questions that I had myself I wanted to get answers to. Hopefully we got the answers that you wanted to. You know, there was a lot of great comments in there from people who enjoyed the interview. Some people said that they didn't like my presenting style and stuff like that. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinions. One thing I will say about doing those interviews, and I never realised this myself, and I do apologise incidentally to anyone that did a super chat and I didn't get to you, and that is purely because I'm using a system where the chat moves up, and I didn't actually have YouTube up on the screen, which I should have done really, because the thing is there's so much going on. I'm trying to listen to Reese at the same time as watch the chat for things going on, and then also look down at the things that are going on in the actual the program itself. So I'm trying to do all of those things all at the same time. So I really don't know how Taps does it and manages to keep keep calm in the situation. I was a little bit nervous at first because obviously Reese is a big hitter in the Comey world, but I was pleased with the interview anyway. I hope I got you some great information. I'm going to go over some of that information in just a second. Some of the stuff I loved and some of the stuff that I didn't like particularly, but at the end of the day, it is the way it is, and we have to get on with it. But the good thing about this Fiche thing anyway, we'll get back to that now. We spoke a little bit about it. If you own a Fiche, you get to play the game for free, I believe. If you don't, you can use your OMI tokens to be able to play the game. And basically what's going to happen is Brock is actually burning 50% of all OMI tokens that people use in the game, which is absolutely unheard of. It's absolutely fantastic. So if this game gets popular, that means that every time somebody plays, if a WoW plays for a lot of money against each other or whatever, 50% of those NFT, those tokens that would be received to Brock essentially are going to be burnt completely from circulating supply. So this is just one of the games that's coming. The other one obviously is Epico Regal. There's 10% of tokens that are burnt every time something happens in that. It has the potential to be bigger, obviously, because Brock is just his lone entity. It's mainly for the community, this game, and for people to enjoy it, whereas Epico, they're going to try and push out to the masses in India, that kind of thing, using Indian celebrities and all sorts of crazy things coming from Epico Regal. So if you haven't started following them, make sure you check out the AMA, which is coming with Reese and Venkatesh. I've got to say his name right, so beg your pardon if I pronounce that wrong, but make sure you check out that AMA that's coming very, very soon. I believe sometime this week. I could have got that wrong, it may be next week, but either way, watch out for it on the Comey Twitter, or the obviously the Vivi Twitter, and you can find out exactly when that's going to be, and make sure you join in there and ask Venkatesh that's a very hard name to say, any questions that you need to ask him. So anyway, I digress. Let's move on. That is the games that are coming, and then let's have a little look at what has been going on. So basically, I did this interview with Reese. I found out some cool information, or I think I did anyway, and the first thing, the most important thing, I think, is that OMI to NFT is going to be the first thing in the rollout, which is absolutely fantastic news. So that means that even if you're not planning on, trying to sell for the MTL or whatever, the OMI to NFT is going to be great, because basically that means that you're going to be able to you're going to be able to buy NFTs with OMI from other people, and also you're going to be able to essentially take that OMI that people give you when they buy an NFT, and you're going to be able to use that either in the app for staking purposes, that kind of thing, or you can cash it out and put it on an exchange. Now, obviously, bear in mind that because it's going to be on the layer 2, you're going to have to pay a fee to get that out, etc, etc, etc. So you've got all those fees involved. By the time you get it out, you may be worth using the MTL anyway. It's going to be a similar type of thing. However, the cool thing is that obviously when you're getting OMI, it's got the power to appreciate, whereas when you're getting dollars into your bank account, it's always going to stay the same. So even though you're cashing out your NFT, you're cashing out into another asset that has the power to go up even further. Now, bear in mind, that also has the power to drop as well. So therefore, bear all this in mind when you're thinking about doing OMI to NFT. But it's absolutely brilliant. That's going to give the OMI token a massive boost as well, because there's also a burn that's coming from that as well. Remember, there's a certain percentage, depending on what staking tier you are, that automatically gets burned, and there's a certain price that people have to pay at the other end that they have to pay as well to be burnt as well. So basically, there's burns going from two sides when people are selling back and forth on the marketplace. So that's absolutely awesome. That's going to be coming soon, and that will sort of open up the world to something a little bit different as well, and hopefully boost the price of OMI as well if we're lucky. More Star Wars. Of course, I tried to ask him in a roundabout way, but didn't really manage that. Instead, I just sort of asked it outright, really, and that is that, are we going to have more Star Wars things coming? And he basically said he can't tell us what they are, but there is definitely more Star Wars coming, or pretty much inferred that, because of the fact that he said it kicks off the Star Wars month. So, therefore, we don't know what it's going to be, but it could be something exciting, maybe something to do with the Obi-Wan premiere, maybe something to do with, some of the other days that were associated with Star Wars. We've already had, was it the 5th, isn't it? Is that the 6th day or something? I don't know. Or maybe that's the 6th. Maybe that makes sense, yeah. Revenge of the Sith, isn't it? But whatever. Anyway, the point is that those days, one of those probably is going to have a drop of some kind in Star Wars. So that would be pretty cool for anyone who's holding some Star Wars collectibles. I'm not sure how you got on with the comic the other day. I actually got one. I was quite surprised. I wasn't expecting to. So, and I got myself an uncommon. So I got myself the Star Wars poster. So I was pleased with that. The other game before the end of the year. Yes, this is a big one as well. I said to Reese about the games. I spoke about Fishes and I spoke about Epico Regal. And I said the other game itself, when will it be out? He said probably before the end of the year. So that's awesome as well. Another game using OMI token. They're not in the blockchain space at the moment. So, let the speculation begin. Because Reese did say that he doesn't mind videos about speculation. It doesn't harm the token in any way. Well, more or less, give or take. Or it doesn't harm deals in the future, shall we say. Obviously, it may harm the token depending on what people are saying, but we try to keep it nice and upbeat on this channel as best we can. The other game before the end of the year, but not only that, I did ask him, I said to him, is it going to be more of the side of blockchain where it's like a single entity doing a game, because obviously anyone can make anything to do with it, or is it going to be more on the side of Epico Regal where it's like a big company who's planning on doing a game? And he said that it's more on the side of Epico Regal. So basically that means that we have got two huge hitters that are going to be doing games using OMI. So you've got Epico Regal, first of all, which is predicted to be a huge hitter in India, that kind of thing, because of the mythology that it has, and also just the plans that Venkatesh has anyway. And then obviously this other one, we don't know who it's going to be, but they are a big company. That's all we know. So, it's exciting nonetheless, and I look forward to finding more about it. More Star Wars. Nope, we've done that already. I covered that twice. Don't know why I wrote that in there. This was big as well. This was something that Reese said. Basically, he was talking about the fact that he wanted to offer ETH. The reason that people want to take their stuff to OpenSea, basically, what he was saying, is basically because they want to be able to sell it for Ethereum. Which is kind of true. I think also the reason people wanting to go to OpenSea is because there's a lot more people on there who find it easier to buy things like the ETH whales and stuff like that. So therefore they're speculating that the prices are going to go shooting up. But obviously it is a collector's app, not an investment app. So therefore we don't really talk about that too much. Or, well, Reese doesn't talk about it too much. But what he thinks is the reason is that they want to offer ETH. They want to be able to cash out in ETH, or they want to be able to get ETH basically for their collectibles, which is probably true. And what he's saying is that in the long run, what he wants to happen is that he wants to be able to offer ETH inside the VV app, and maybe buy stuff with stablecoins as well. So this is kind of what we were talking about before. We kind of hinted it a long time ago, and that is that the time that's going to be the best is when this is in the app, because when people can actually buy OMI in the app, that is when you're going to see a huge, spike in the coin, essentially, or the token even, not the coin. It's not a coin, is it? It's a token. So therefore, you're going to see a huge spike in the token when people can actually buy it in the app, because of the fact that, it can get on exchange, it can go on Binance or whatever, it can have a huge pump, then it can have a dump, then it can have a pump, dump, whatever, But the point is that when people can buy it in the app, the non-crypto people are going to see it. Like for instance, MoonPay has been, added to many different things, like IMX now and stuff like that. That means that non-crypto people can just go, I've got this MoonPay app, I'll buy this, and they can just buy it straight away. They don't have to worry about transferring money to wallets and blah, 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 blah. It's all done for them automatically, and that's the beauty of Vivi. So therefore, if they can integrate with MoonPay, or if they integrate with some other, company, that basically means that you can automatically just buy OMI in the app, and then you can use it to buy NFTs, then it basically comes direct from circulating supply, and then it goes to buy, you know, somebody else's NFT on the secondary market or whatever. Now, admittedly, that's not burning it, but it's still coming from circulating supply. It's still going to the other people, and also it just means that there's other things in the app as well that will burn that OMI, like the you know, the shelving units, like the trees, like the whatever else they bring out, you know. And they've already talked about the fact that in the other update that they're going to bring out a VV logo, which is going to be interesting. A V, a E, a V, and an E, and they're all going to come out soon to test out the drop system. And they joked about how much it's going to be. We don't know how much it's going to be, but I'm guessing it's probably not going to be that expensive. It's just really to test the system. Maybe they'll burn that OMI afterwards. I don't know. I don't know what they're planning on doing with that, but obviously you don't want to speculate on that too much. But the point is that all this stuff is coming. There's so much more coming. We're so early. It's unbelievable. People are complaining about, is VV dead and all this stuff. And then you've got all this information about the stuff that's coming. And it just blows your mind, really, what is coming. Because there's a lot of crypto projects out there that start off with something. And then they say this, this, and this. And then basically it just kind of comes to a halt. And nothing else gets added. And there's no hype anymore. But with VV, there is constant hype. Because not only is there constant new things coming in, you know, even just down to the P word that's not really like to be mentioned, you know, and also like Harry Potter and whatever, all these fandoms are still to come into the app. We know that we've got some of them like Jurassic Park, and we know that's now coming with the NFTs there. But, you know, all these things are designed to bring more people into the app and keep that process going. So we're super early in this. So even though the prices are going down now like they are in every single crypto across the board because of the apparent bear market, you know, I don't think we've got to worry too much about it. And at the end of the day, as Reese said, it is a collectibles app. It's not a investment app. So therefore, only buy what you want to keep, basically. Only buy what you're happy to hold on to. Because you may have to hold this for, you know, however long before it becomes any money. And then even if it does worth some money, then, you know, it might not be well, I don't know. You know, it is literally a case of you're buying it because you like it, not buying it because you're speculating it's going to go up. Because if you do that, then you may end up, you know, losing money in the app. So therefore, it's up to you whether you buy stuff, and it's up to you what you do with your own money. Simple as that. So anyway, let's move on. And that is this. The next thing. Waiting for OpenSea. Oh, now, why has this come up all in a funny way? Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. So first of all, let's talk about some of the reasons that the interoperability is a bad thing. Basically, if you get scammed, you have no comeback whatsoever. Reese did say in the AMA that I was doing that basically what they're going to do is before they allow anything to go to OpenSea or anything like that, then they are going to make sure that they put so many warnings about the fact that if you take your thing off of the app, then you're just going to, you know, and something happens, then you have lost it. There is no comeback whatsoever. At least in this closed environment, you've got kind of a comeback, or at least a bit of a comeback. So that's a good thing. You know, it is protected with a password. If somebody manages to hack into VV, then they will sort something out about it. You know, obviously with the gems that's happening at the moment, the gems exploit, they're in process of sorting all that out for people and stuff like that. And normally they come up with something which is pretty cool, whether it be a secret rare or something like that, so that way people, you know, at least get something out of it. This is a bad thing, in my opinion, but obviously there's nothing we can do about this. And I wanted to ask the question just to see for sure, because I didn't really know how it was going to work. But one of the reasons that Reese said that everything is not going across yet is because essentially they are waiting for OpenSea. So in terms of like IMX, why is it not on IMX? The reason it's not on IMX is because of the fact that they are waiting for the OpenSea interoperability with IMX, and that's not anything to do with VV as such. It's more to do with IMX themselves. They basically have to do smart contracts for all of these things, and they have to design their smart contracts so that way everything gets taken into account. Now, if they were to just do it for, like, you might say, well, put it on IMX first, and then when OpenSea comes in, then do it again. But essentially, they would have to redo those smart contracts, I guess. So what they're doing is they're waiting for it to be, you know, the OpenSea to be integrated before they do these smart contracts, so they don't have to redo them every time, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. So therefore, we are waiting on OpenSea from IMX. So as soon as they start doing their integration, then they're going to sort out the smart contracts. Now, the thing about the smart contracts that they're doing, it means that that the 6% fee, obviously for Marvel and all that, that will be adhered to on the thing, so you will still get that fee. You will also get the fee from the VV market as well. So even though you're selling it on thingy, Reese says that there will be those fees on top of. So VV will take their fee, probably the 2.5% as well, and then on top of that, you're going to have OpenSea fees and you're going to have IMX fees. You know, depending on what their fees are at the time and how it's all integrated. So sort of bear that in mind as well when you're thinking about, like, yay, we go to OpenSea, we go to IMX, it's going to be awesome because I'm going to be able to sell my stuff for a lot of money or whatever. You're going to have extra fees on top of that, basically. So bear that in mind. So that's a bit annoying, but I guess, like I said, there's nothing we can do about it. I wonder, though, because of the fact that you're not really selling it in the VV market, so whether or not they'll take that 2.5, but Reese seems to have the opinion that yes, there'll basically be extra fees. So therefore, either way, you're still going to have to pay the 6% or whatever it is that you're paying. You know, for that particular collectible. Obviously, some of them don't have fees, some of them do, so, you know, it depends what you're selling, essentially. So just bear that in mind, that you're going to have extra fees, and also they are waiting for OpenSea before they start putting any of the collectibles on IMX. They're also waiting for all the red tape to be cleared up with the brands that are actually allowing it as well. So, and Reese said there will be a list sent out as soon as that comes out, so that way we can know what is going to be... now, I'm guessing that list will be sent out like as soon as people know about it. Those prices are going to go flying, aren't they, basically? So therefore, inside the app and outside of the app, depending on what's happening in the world at the time, obviously. So therefore, I guess they will send that link out to everybody, and then you'll see what happens. So anyway, but there you go. That is the end of today's video. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, don't take any of this as financial advice or anything like that. As crypto can go up, it can make you loads and loads of money, or it can go down and you can completely lose everything, including your shirt. But thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye for now. Well, thank you very much for watching this video today. Don't forget to smash that like button for me, so that way more people get to see this video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as well with the notification bell on, so you get to see every time I release something new. Now, if I've been talking about a specific subject today and there's a video for it, then you'll find that just here. However, if you just want to see the latest video, then you'll find that just here. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.